Teaching Jieh Dao, one element at a time.
You work on the single stick, try to stick with one hand. Now if you're left-handed and you got a partner that hopefully is same as you, left-handed, try to do purely just only left hand until you nail it down. Try not to, oh, okay, I did a little bit, I'm going to train my cortex as I talked about in Sanjay, the introduction. Learn one side completely before you move to the other side, which eventually will help you to one side of your body teach the other side. So we're just going to work on the single stick, okay? So now a couple things I want to cover. One is what we call roof block, okay? And this is our, it's a traditional name, roof block, but it's a defensive mechanism against the shots that traditionally or by default come straight overhead to my head. Okay. Now, when let's say Simu give me a roof, so this is an overhead. It's an offensive line of attack. What do I do to protect myself? You know, so I don't do this. So I basically bring the stick up and I go under. There's a difference in Jieh Dao that I define roof versus doorpost. Doorpost, I'm not in front, I'm not underneath. Roof, the definition of roof, I have to be underneath. So if I'm getting hit completely, if the hit is coming, making progress to come over my head, I have to really raise this up to go over roof. Now this hit could be from the back, it could be from the side, it could be from any angle. Doesn't necessarily have to be from the front. But by default, we train overhead. So roof, one side feet and overhead, okay, this is called the overhead. And I step and I synchronize with my partner, raise this up with the stick. You notice it's a cross, looks like a cross or a plus sign, a cross. Once I intercept this shot with my palm open, this is what we call check or maintaining the trap. I maintain it, I go under, and that's my roof. Again, so it's very basic, again, 101, boom. The don'ts are, try again, hit, you don't want to go one first and then two. Why? Because you're going to get hit, right? So you want to intercept it before you get hit. 1 inch above your head, 10 inch above your head, depends on what you want to do or when you intercept it. Go, bang, 1 inch or go, boom, much higher I go. But I basically, as I intercept it, I check. Now, there's different characteristics between intercepting much higher or intercepting much lower. Higher, obviously, I have a lot more opening below the arm that I can attack as a counter. When it's much lower, if I'm really low, I may have more counter above it, okay? So hit overhead, intercept at the same time, and then shoot your left hand check, and then you open it up. This is what I call cross sweep, as opposed to length sweep. You cross sweep it, but not really worry about the sweep because that will, infer that we're going to do some counter. Not worry about counter. Again, overhead, hit, intercept, check. You've done your job. You intercepted. Now, if you want to do counter, default, one of the natural logical counters, you go open and then you come back with a counter. Okay? Let's go 5 more times. Feet, bang, check. Okay? I peel it or cross sweep it, cross the length, the width of the stick. Let's stand here so for camera angle, feet. Okay, intercept, check, cross. Okay, let's go about, you notice that I step to it because it's a drill. It's a practice. Okay, not that I'm going to run away from it and get hit. Training, feet, bang, check. You don't check with your fingernail, you don't check with your fingers, you check nice with the solid part of your hand. Once you check, so the sequence is 1, 2, peel, okay? Not together. Why is it that I'm against that? The reason is this is coming 90 miles an hour. Try to stop the fist with your left hand. You can't. Yeah, you can. You lose your hand. You don't want that. Your feet, bam, I want to intercept it first. Microsecond later, once this energy stops, I go right into the check, peel. Okay, 2 more. Ready, go, bang. Okay, give it hard, fast, bang here, bang, and then quick, bang here. I can take it, check, peel. When you peel it, just as a side note, don't peel it and throw it away, okay? I notice a lot of phase 1 student hit, they do this, okay? You're not done, because if I'm doing that, I'm going to get hit again. If I'm in that mode, if I'm learning to counter, I have to maintain safety. It's one of the guards of safety, one of the main essence of Jieh Dao is that we need to survive. I don't want to throw this out unless feet, if I'm staying in that range, I want to maintain the check. Unless I'm throwing it out, coming back and hit and getting out. If I'm disengaging the zone outside, yes, feet, then I can go in, bang and hit, or hit and get out, and then yeah, I don't need to check it anymore, okay? That's roof block against the overhead. Two other things I want to cover. One is number 1, when you're doing the number 1 and number 2, so go 1 and 2. Okay, number 1, number 2. So we can, with number 1, when I'm intercepting this number 1 shot that's coming right to my neck, the default is right here, okay? Now it could be high, mid, these are all that line of attack and that angle is coming at me. When I'm intercepting it, what do I do with this? I talked about this in previous session. We can do logical counter. If the hit is high, counter is low. I can go illogical, hit is high, I go higher. Or what I can do is I can disarm the stick. That's another option. Sometimes disarm is not good. You don't want to disarm. I'm not going to get into the detail of it, but sometimes it's better to have a stick maintained in your opponent's hand. Well, let me say it, okay? Couple of reasons. One is because you can use the stick to put them in a lock. Okay, I can use the stick and have a leverage to put them in a lock. Second is once this hand is occupied, if this hand is empty, let it go. He could do other things with that hand. I want to occupy this hand, maintaining this hand by grabbing the stick that I know that I can control. So, but then there are many reasons that we want to disarm. So one of the ways that we disarm is here. Number 1, now you notice what I do is I can stick with the same range because I can go my female step away, my face away from the hit. But for the sake of our drill, the camera angle, go back a little bit. For the sake of our drill, I'm going to step to it, okay? Go. I step to it. Try again. Go. Boom. So I step, intercept, check. We talk about the peeling. As I'm peeling, this left hand starts entering into this cycle, which what we call snaking. So I'm not lizarding it. This is what I call lizard, meaning you jump, you disengage, and do that. I noticed that some of the phase 1 or beginner student, they want to get down here. You do not want to get down here without disengagement. You want to maintain this check, this continuity, sensitivity to feel this energy. At the same time, you're not peeling this off and doing this. What's wrong with this picture? Okay, boom, I'm gonna get hit. So I want to maintain this check. Okay, number 1, intercept, check. At the same time as I'm snaking, I have to lean forward, watch out for the opposite hand. I don't want to go and say, oh, how rosy it is, not worry about the other one. So a little bit of a practicality, watching for the counter. As I'm snaking this around, once I snake this around, I continue to snake this around, go the second route, and that's going to disarm the stick. Boom. So it's hard to do it slow. One more time. Intercept, check. I do it slow. This hand start turning and then keep going. As it keeps going, either it's going to crush the finger or it's going to release. So you snake it. Let's just do it on this angle. So you could see it as an inside. Number 1, check here. I'm snaking this, goes around. Okay? If I'm going to do it fast, when you do it with a partner, when you know the drill is to let go. Don't hang on to it because you're going to hurt the finger. So as I'm going around, boom. So if I do it real quick, one more time, feet, bang, bang, yeah, goes around, okay? Snake against the snake disarm against the number 1 line of attack. So intercept, sequence, intercept, check, snake, keep going, keep going, keep going. You're not putting it in the lock. Keep going all the way until it's done. Then bam, 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 come back with a counter. Okay? Against the number 2. Against the number 2. So we had number 1, here's number 2. Now, instead of going the stick pointing up, I want to go what I call wing. Okay? So we have roof, we have basically our inside intersection against number 1, and we could do the same thing outside intersection and number 2, but except I want to basically make myself look like a wing. Give me the stick here. So this is like a 2-sided wings. Okay? And if I'm dropping it, it becomes a shield. This is a wing. This is an overhead. Against the number 2, instead of go here, yeah, again, against the number 2, I step forward with the wing. Now, when I'm doing number 2, one of the characteristics of our default setting is that default, meaning level 1 is, number 1 is right foot, right lead, inside, I'm inside. Number 2 is left foot, twisted lead, outside. So that I have to simulate the same thing. Try again. Simulate that. I step the same way as my partner does, except I have to do a little bit earlier if I'm going to do the wing. I cannot just have the same sequence time as if I'm going to intercept it with the stick and have and hold. So I have to go a little bit here, wham, step a little bit faster because this takes longer to pull. First of all, I'm in this mode here. This takes longer to drop and pull as opposed to just hit, freeze. This is a lot faster to intercept versus this. So a little bit earlier sequence. So what I do is I come in, I wing it. I wing intercept. Make sure your fingers are nice and tight on the stick, on your stick. Don't go. You could start the wing, okay, how does it look to get your angling, but for practicality, when the stick's coming 90 miles an hour or getting really hit hard, if you don't hang on to the stick nice and tight, it's going to bounce right back to your face, it's going to hit you. So hold the stick tight, okay, in that sense. Then once the stick is tight, you get in with your left hand and you do inside snake now. Maintain this continuity of this check here, so because I don't want to get hit. So as I'm coming here now, I don't want to continue with the snake. I go halfway and I create a lever or the triangle here, and what I do is I pop the stick out in the sense, okay, I'm gonna pop it up just like that. So with the wing, so here's I'm stepping in with the wing. With the wing. Wing, check. Now, I start the snake, go around, and then what I'll do is I'm pivoting my body. I'm pivoting the opponent here, okay, let's simulate here, go in, wing, check, I'm turning, you see that here? I'm turning and pivoting this, my lead leg, okay? In this case, I can release this, because there's nothing you can do, try to hit me, you can't, because I've got this control. Now, I'm a little far. What I want to do is I want to get a little bit closer to put this wrist hold in my cavity, this angle here. So when I'm popping it, I could pop it really high, shoot to the moon, right? As opposed to throwing. Bang, bang, here, right here in this case. See that? Nice and tight. This tuck is very nice position. Hang on with your palm. You don't need to grab. Hang on with your palm and then just basically not full grab, but just rest it and then just basically pop this elbow up at a disarm. That's what we call wing pop disarm. Here, check. Gotta go slowly this way, okay? This way, wham, it goes, okay? Now, if you do that in a bigger area that you don't have to worry about hitting anything, the stick will travel. Let's do it from this angle here. Here's number 2. Wing, check. Wing, check. Hand starts snaking inside. I'm done. I don't want to go all the way to disarm it. Disarm it by dropping. I want to disarm it by popping it. So rest the wrist in your cavity, this angle here. From there, I'm going to go slow, bang, just enough. Now, I don't necessarily need to grab feet. I don't need to grab this arm tight because I want to have looseness here, but I'm keeping it in a, maintaining my left palm on the arm enough that I feel this. See this? I can feel this guy here, and then you turn so you don't hit yourself. You turn facing this angle as you pop in this guy here. Boom. Come up and disarm. Okay. 2 modes of disarm. Okay. Thanks, Simu. 2 modes of disarm. Let's review quickly. So basically, we did the open double stick. Okay. We did 6K high, standard, low. We did the single stick. Again, that was a coordination. We did a single stick. Basically, the reviewed, going over what we did with the overhead with number 1, number 2, and most importantly, we talk about is the disarm, snake disarm. When I'm inside, I'm disarming, based on a full snake. As I start disarm from inside, and then the other ones I'm disarming the stick with the pop-up with the wing. So we talk about the roof and overhead, the wing, pop-out on the left hand, so lots of other detail. Words have a lot of meaning in Jieh Dao. So it's an art that's communicated not just by action, but by communication, language. So anyway, so that's our today's lesson. I hope to see everyone again in our next video. The Jieh Dao series, and even our ME sessions, micro enhancement sessions series. But these are just phase sessions of Jieh Dao phase 1. Thank you, and God bless you, and see you next time.